Welcome back to another video. We are changing it up a little bit today. We actually have one of our employees in here. One of the cool things about CJ Pony Parts is the fact that we have a ton of Mustang parts, but we also have a ton of enthusiasts inside our company, like Bree here. Now Bree, what do you do for CJ Pony Parts besides being an enthusiast?
I actually am a call center supervisor.
Okay, awesome. So what's your day-to-day look like?
Well, I help customers get down to the bottom of, their maybe billing issues or finding car parts for them and helping them with their builds.
Awesome. And how long have you been at CJ's now?
About 4 years.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
So quite some time. That's awesome. Besides working at CJ Pony Parts, I know you're a Mustang person. How'd you get into Mustangs? What kind of Mustang do you own? Tell us all about it.
Awesome. So I am a diehard Mustang fan. My dad's friend had a '66 Mustang with a red pony interior. We went over there when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and it was absolutely gorgeous. I was stuck on it from that moment.
Awesome.
He turned over the car and it just smelled of just that fuel and that old car smell.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is it. And he was like, oh, do you guys want to go for a ride in it? And I'm like, absolutely. As soon as we got back from the house, I told my dad I wanted one. And he was like, okay, yeah, little kid, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I continued to tell him throughout the years, I want one.
Oh, so you're just beating it into it.
Oh yeah. He was like, I'll get you one for your graduation present. And he got me one when I turned 17. Well, he said I thought it was gonna be my Mustang. And it ended up being a '89 Fox Body 5.0.
Okay.
My mom was really upset because she didn't know it was gonna be a 5.0. And she's like, you got our daughter this car, what are you thinking? And I loved the car, but it just wasn't my Mustang.
Gotcha.
I like that older generation, so I wanted that '67 coupe.
Okay. So you're more into the classic generation than anything else.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
And then you said you have a '67 coupe yourself.
Yep, sure
And
do.
What's the plans with that, as time goes on?
So I've done a lot of work to it. It was a complete project.
Okay. So was it like rotted out and just a bare shell when you first got it?
No, it rolled, questionably. I don't know how, but it drove and ran, but it had all drums that were completely done for.
Okay.
The suspension, the suspension was done for. It was rubbing on the wheel wells. So we had to get all new suspension, upper and lower control arms, got a new diff. That was
Nice.
a really fun situation.
Yeah.
Opened up the 8.8 and the ring fell out in chunks.
Oh. Oh yeah, so okay, yeah, it had a hard time rolling.
Oh yeah. I don't know how I got it down the street, to be completely honest.
Yeah, neither do I. That's pretty wild.
It drove, but I'm like, was this held together by hopes and dreams?
Seems like it.
But was like, okay, well now it's time to upgrade to the 9-inch, 350 gears, posi, had to obviously get a new drive shaft with that. Yeah, just kind of making it a little safer and more reliable. Now in the engine bay, I have a 351 Windsor that came in the car, but it's questionable as well at best.
Yeah, but it still works.
It works, it totally works and runs, but it's kind of been hodgepodge a little bit, so I'm just kind of going to rebuild the top end next, and needs a new wiring harness, rebuilding the car.
Yeah, for sure, but no body work.
No body work.
It's hard to find a classic Mustang that doesn't need body work. I mean, if you look at Betty behind you, it needs a lot of it. Now, did you buy that car down in Vegas?
No, I was so stuck on a '67. It was really hard to find. So I was like, okay, well, it's kind of overpriced in Vegas, and the surrounding states it was overpriced and hard to find. So I actually found it in Oklahoma and shipped it all the way to me.
Oh, you shipped it all?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Sight unseen.
Oh, so you had no look at it at all?
No.
It was just, I'll just buy it.
That's the one. Yeah, figure it out as I go.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a cool story with it. So as far as going forward with it now is it going to be like a resto mod? You just want to make it a nice daily cruiser? Like, what's the plan here?
I actually want more of a daily cruiser. Everyone's like, oh, do you want to like drag it? Do you want a show car? Show cars, they're beautiful, but I feel like I wouldn't enjoy driving it. I feel like it stressed me out more than anything.
Yeah, make something so pretty and
like,
worried about everybody else.
Yeah, and then like a drag car, I'm like, gosh, just breaking things all the time, which sounds fun, but still breaking things. I want more reliable. I actually want to take it like on drives, like go places with it, like cross the country, up the PCH, like enjoy the car.
Okay,
yeah.
So with that being said, do you have any future plans for it then? Like as far as like, you know, road trips, vacations, things like that?
The first one, the big one is the PCH. I want to go up Pacific Coast Highway all the way up to Oregon in the car.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. That would definitely be good. I hope you make it all the way.
Definitely a fire extinguisher, for sure.
Yeah, I don't blame you on taking one of those.
Yeah.
Good idea. Now I know things can be difficult when building a car. I mean, what do you think your time frame on that is? You think maybe in the next year or two you'll be out on the road with it?
Yes. So my husband's also building a car, and we're taking turns. He's
gotcha.
first, and I'm actually next. He's actually at the very end of his build, so it'll be full bore for me. So afterwards, so about 2 to 3 years. 2 to 3 years. Yeah.
So awesome. So what makes the Mustang so special for you? Because it seems to be a very big part of your life, obviously.
It is. It is a huge part of my life. I love the nostalgic of it. I do have manual steering still. It is a manual transmission too. It is like hardcore classic
driver's car.
Yes,
yeah.
And I feel like there's something you can't replace with that. Like newer cars are great. I love that point A to point B, reliably, safely.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. But the classic car, it just, something about it just feels so different.
I'm with you. I'd rather have crank up windows than powered windows still. So I'm completely with you on that.
The smell, the feel, like, oh man, the sound of the engine,
Now, I know that you're a diehard classic fan, but do you ever see yourself getting into late model at all?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
So I actually really would like an S550 as my daily driver.
Okay. Reliable and safe.
Reliable and safe. Definitely can make it to work.
Of course, that's a good one.
Yep. But I have to do my classic first. That's first and foremost in my heart.
Now, Bree, I appreciate you coming in today. It was awesome hearing your story. I can't wait to see your Mustang hit the road. And I hope that you make your trip safely and reliably. But that's all we're gonna do for today. Again, thank you so much. It's time to drop the gear and disappear, and we'll catch you on the next one.